So welcome to the Bible in 1 Year with Uchido Ayi, and I'm your host Uchido. I really hope you can hear me. I hope, yeah, that should be better. So you're welcome. If you're joining this podcast for the first time, this is the podcast that talks about the Bible from cover to cover. We're just reading through the scriptures from cover to cover, and then I'm sharing my not I think like maybe 20% of my perspectives and insights, but I'm just basically retelling the stories, putting some Nigerian flavor into it and sparking curiosity in the Bible. I'm doing this because I want to know more for myself what's written in the Bible, the stories that are captured there, and I want to test the theories and philosophies that are captured in there. I feel like I want to satisfy that feeling that I read through the Bible. So if I hear something that does not sound entirely like what I've read, I would know. So that's so that I can be more discerning. And then of course I want to spark a curiosity in the minds of those who have followed me. So I chose to do this on YouTube. Most times I do it live. Sometimes I record. So it's been 139 days so far, and out of those 139 days I think I've missed about 40 something days. However, I'm catching up, but I have a bit of catching up to do, mostly because sometimes I do a recording, post it, and then the network doesn't let it post completely. I've done a 15-minute video before, and then about 15, maybe 10 minutes of it didn't post. So I began to worry, but the network is stable this evening, so I think we're gonna have a great time. I also chose to show it on YouTube because I think it makes me accountable. So for the last 1 week I've been under the weather, so I haven't really been able to do the videos. Even though I read, I have not been able to shoot immediately after reading. And then the tendency is that I can easily just abandon the entire thing because it can be quite a heckle, just doing this. But I love the stories. I love that I'm able to do this. I believe that this is encouraging someone else to know the Bible out there. This is like my own way of sharing my faith with the world. So I've done enough introduction. Let's get straight to it. Today we're looking at David and Nabal, one foolish man like that. But let me start from the beginning. Every single day, I follow this Bible reading guide that allows us to follow a structured plan where we look at an Old Testament, a New Testament, a Psalm, and a Proverb. And I read the stories. While I'm retelling the stories, I put a bit of flavor and twist every now and then, mostly Nigerian flavor. Alright, so today we're reading through 1 Samuel 24, chapters 24 and 25. We're rounding up John chapters 10. We're looking at Psalm 116, and we're looking at Proverbs 15, 20, and 21. I haven't seen any live person today. Hello, are you guys there? I hope this is featuring. Okay. Alright, so very quickly. So remember yesterday, Saul received a phone call. Saul received a phone call when the Philistines were raiding some places in Israel, so he had to abandon his pursuit of David and go back. So I wrote here, after receiving yesterday's phone call, Saul went about chasing, and then when he was on his way back, he heard that David is at En-Gedi. So he took 3,000 men, like the king using official state resources to pursue one person, his son-in-law, like a family matter. Anyway, he took 3,000 men, and then on his way saw a cave where he wanted to ease himself. He goes in there and he's easing himself. He doesn't know that David and his men are further down in the cave. So they're like, oh, have you seen what's entered? It's Saul. He's alone. Nobody's with him. Man, David, this is your chance. Man, no God has told you can kill this guy. Come on, him God say you can kill him. Just show him who you have got. Just end him, Joe, chasing you. You're even meant to be king anyway. You've been anointed and all of that stuff. So David, like, it's true, and he creeps behind the guy, and then he cuts his robe. Do you know how close he got? He cuts his robe, and then he goes back. But immediately he does that, he starts to feel bad. Oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Oh man, I trust the Lord's anointed. I can't do that. Someone that God anointed. So what I've come to understand about reading the scriptures, that many people in the scriptures were not religious. You know how when you see a religious person and then you see an irreligious person, you will just know the difference. So many people in the scriptures were not religious. So David was one of the few really, really faith-driven, religious, and had a real genuine heart for God. So David starts to feel bad and even begins to, cry. So he says he can't touch, oh my God, someone that God anointed, he can't touch him, and so please, he just lets him get away. And everybody calms the men down. Calm down, guys. Are you people really expecting me to go and kill him? Like, no, really. Should we kill him? So everybody should calm down. Calm down. I'm thinking this through, okay? And then Saul goes out of the cave. Then David goes after him when he's gone further enough, and then maybe he's crossed maybe a gorge or something, and he says, Saul, this is me, David. Let me see what I wrote here. He says, David, my Lord and my King, why do you listen to gossip? Why do you listen to gossip? I would never harm you. So this is a summary, right? So you're following me. I would never harm you. I never can. And I could have, You just stepped into the cave. I was there. See your robe. See it. I caught it. Look at your robe. I caught it. Just to tell you that I have no ill feelings towards you. You are listening to people who don't want us to be at peace together. I will never do anything to harm you. Please, King, please, don't take this too far. Let us settle, and stuff like that. And, my men are gingering me, but I refuse to do them. So, I will never touch you. I promise you. I'm not a dog. I'm not a flea. I mean, you didn't come out to meet a weak person. I'm a warrior in my own right. But I will never do this to you. And then Paul says, I have never even done anything to you. So Saul says, David, is that you? Is that you, my boy? David is like, it's me. Oh God, David. David, you're more righteous than me. Even when you had the opportunity to kill me, you didn't kill me. Honestly, you are going to be king. You have exactly what is required to be king. You are going to be king. Just promise me that you won't cut off my name from my household. You won't cut off my name from the household of my family, please. And David says, I will never do that. I will never destroy your name. I promise. And so Saul abandons that pursuit and he goes back to his Ramah where he is situated. In chapters 25, we hear of the death of Samuel, the big prophet who was taken to the temple as a kid, and he ended up becoming like one of the greatest prophets of Israel, right? So Samuel dies and Israel laments, so they're crying out for Samuel and all of that stuff. Anyway, so it now brings us into a new scene. While David is still where he is, they lived in a harsh rich man known as Nabal. He lives at a place called Carmel. He had a wife known as Abigail. They didn't describe her as beautiful, but she was described as wise. So, David heard that they were sharing sheep. So I guess sharing sheep is like what maybe you call a New Yam festival in my country. In my country, whenever the harvests are coming in, it's usually an occasion for a party. So you have something that is called the New Yam Festival back in the East where I lived for a while. And people would now cook a lot of different meals from that food crop, and there will be a big feast. So when they're sharing sheep in the old Israel, I guess they would like grill it, cook it, roast it, and there'll just be a huge feast around it. So whenever they are sharing sheep, usually there's enough to spill over for even people that are not exactly members of your household. So David sends his guys, 10 of them, to go and say hello to Nabal. Oh, well, the guys that watch over your shepherds when they are watching their sheep. I know that you're a rich man and you have like property around, including livestock. So we help watch your livestock. So can you just find us a little something for our guy and our master David? He's kind of like your son, believing that Nabal knew who David was. Like the whole of Israel should have heard about David because he conquered Goliath, right? He was very popular. Nabal is like, will you get out of here? What nonsense? Who are you that you should ask me? All these riff-raffs that just break away from their masters come here and you're asking me, telling me that you help. Am I supposed to give you the food I kept for my sharers? So the guys go back and then they tell David, and David is like, what? all our efforts in looking after the sheep of these guys was in vain. Such a rude and greedy man. We're going to go down there and deal with him. So they are marching down. Anyway, word gets to his wife, Abigail, the wise lady. And then instantly she's like, what did people say happened? They're like, David's men were here. They were asking, oh my God. Quickly, before the party starts, you bring me sheep, you bring me grains, you bring me raisins. And then she marshals up, like she takes 200 loaves of bread, she takes 5 dressed sheep, like they had already been grilled, she takes raisins, she takes wine, she takes all sorts of things. And then David, as she's going, she meets David, she saddles the donkey with them, and then she's going. And then she meets David on the way. David is marching down with his army. They're coming to pick a fight with her husband. She's like, King David. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. We just met you. Thank you. See. I'm sorry. See, let me just tell you what happened. I was not at home when you came, when your boys came. If I was at home, that kind of thing will not happen now. You know that my husband is a very stubborn somebody. He doesn't listen to people. And he just move like that. See. He doesn't look. I brought you anything you want to just keep. Just forget about him. He just makes mistakes all the time. He doesn't listen to anyone. Even if you advise him, he will not listen. So please, don't do anything that will make God, like this would be like an unnecessary bloodshed. So please, just calm down for everyone. I've already blocked you. I've already given you food. You have more than enough for your guys to enjoy with us. So please, don't make this an issue. And then David is like, yeah, because of you, I'm not going to fight. There'll be no bloodshed today. Thank you very much, Abigail, for saving the day. That stupid husband, I would have leveled your entire house along with all the men in that house, and his eye would clear. She's like, thank you, my lord. Thank you, my lord. Thank you. And then she turns back. She gets to the house, there's a massive feast. They are partying, and her husband is dead drunk. So she doesn't say anything to him. So the next morning when he wakes up, she's like, now for you, David. I bet you don't know who David is again. He came here looking for food. You man, you drove him away. I blocked him on the road though. He would have leveled this place, including you. As soon as the man heard, he doesn't even have mind. After all that shouting and saying, get out of here, he just has a heart attack and collapses. He's kept in admission wherever he was, and 10 days later, he passes on. David hears of the death and he thinks, I like that girl, that Abigail. I think I'm going to take her for a wife. So he sends people to her and they proposition her with marriage. She promptly gets up. She packs 5 of her maid servants, packs her things, rides on the donkeys, and goes on to serve what she referred to as. Did I write it here? Okay, I didn't really write it. So she goes on to serve David. You know, David had already been estranged from his first wife at this point, because Saul had already taken his wife and given it to another man called Palti. I think that's his name, yes. Gave it to another man called Palti. Gave her to another man called Palti. So David was without a wife all this time that he was running around. So he was like, I need a wife now. So he takes Abigail and he marries her. And then while he's at it, he also marries another lady called Ahinoam of Jezreel. I'm not sure her story, how she came into his life is not really told, but they just mention at this point that David has married her. And so that ends the Old Testament reading today. And that's how David now suddenly had 2 wives. David was not even up to 30 at this point yet. So that's our Old Testament reading today. Our New Testament is running up the book of John. Here, Jesus is having another conversation, a very deep conversation with the Pharisees. I'll try to stick to my notes so that I don't miss out the points. I just did a summary here. Okay? So it was winter. At the Feast of Dedication, Jesus walked to Solomon's porch. King Solomon's porch is a building. I wish I had time to record this thing so that I can even infuse it with videos, maybe another time. So he walks to King Solomon's porch, and the people are asking him, tell us now, are you really the Christ? How do we even know you're really the Christ? And Jesus is like, but I told you guys now, you don't believe me. What did I did? Everything that I do in my Father's name. What I do, it bears me witness. I work for my Father. All the things that you see me do that you're wondering about, I'm not doing it on my own accord. I'm doing it because the Father sent me. That's what I do, bears me witness. He says, my sheep, they will hear me and they will follow me. So if you are my sheep, you will start recognizing my voice right now. Okay? They have eternal life, you know, and they shall never perish. Neither can they be snatched from my hands. So if I have decided that I want you, you will suddenly develop a desire for me. And if you have a desire for me, you can never be snatched from my hands. The Father who gave them to me is greater than all, and me and the Father we are one. This is me summarizing the book of John chapters 10 verses 22 to 42. We are one. People are like, oh, he's equating himself with the Father. Stone him! Stone him! So Jesus is like, oh God, you guys are always so quick to fight. Alright, so exactly which of my good works are you trying to stone me for? So let's even settle that now. Is it when I heal the sick? Is it when I raise the dead? What exactly are you stoning me for? So they said, blasphemy, making yourself equal with God. And then Jesus said, look, calm down, guys. Didn't the scripture say that you are gods? Didn't the scripture say that you are God? And he quotes the scriptures for them. He says, and scriptures cannot be broken. The scriptures say that you are God and they cannot be broken. So why am I suddenly blaspheming? And you don't even know what your scriptures are really telling you. You don't even know. Just because I say I'm the son of God, and you see, you don't look, listen. See, I don't even believe me. Okay? Don't believe me. If I don't do my Father's works, don't believe me. But if I do my Father's works, believe in the works that I do. Forget about believing whether you know me or not. The works that I do, are they proof? Would the devil do such things? That's what you should be paying attention to. They were still like, seize him! Seize him! We don't want to hear anything you're saying! I'm blocking my ears, you blasphemer! So Jesus is like, he dodges them. They try to seize him and he dodges them. And then he went to where John the Baptist was baptizing people the first time he came and met him. Other people now gathered around him. And then they were like, John did not perform any signs. But everything that everything that John said about Jesus is true. He said he will baptize you with fire and with the Spirit, with water and the Spirit. Like, he would do things that I'm not even worthy to tie his shoes. This guy is for real, man. I don't know what